So what are we looking at when we're talking about the federal solution? First of all, we are looking at one state between the Jordan River and the Mediterranean, not including the Gaza Strip. I'll explain to you later why the Gaza Strip is not included. What we are suggesting is to extend Israel's sovereignty over the area of Yehuda v'Shomron, the Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, giving citizenship to all Palestinians who are interested in obtaining it. Potentially, that would be approximately between 2 and 2.5 million. Nobody really knows. And of course, including also those in East Jerusalem. This would create a state in Israel, again, without the Gaza Strip, of 65% Jewish majority, 35% Palestinian minority. We would call for a governmental reform, major governmental reform, which would split the country into 30 federal units, if you want to call them. We call them cantons because we pretty much follow the Swiss model. 30 seems like a big number for a small country, for a small state, but actually, if you look at Switzerland, it's only about twice the size of Israel, which pretty much the same population. They also have 26 cantons. The number of cantons is not critical, so it's nothing particular to the number 30, except that the bigger the number, that the less critical each canton becomes. Okay, so if one of the cantons goes crazy, the whole thing won't fall apart. The ratio of the cantons will be there will be Jewish majority cantons and Palestinian majority cantons. The ratio of them will be according to the demographic ratio. So if we're talking about 2/3, 1/3, we're talking about 20 Jewish majority cantons and 10 Palestinian majority cantons. There would be a constitution which would regulate the interaction between the federal government in Jerusalem and the cantons. It would be a secular constitution. Obviously, because we have several religions in the country, so we have to take religion out of the game, and we would start developing the local government in those 30 cantons, which would increase would make the economics a lot better than they are now, and spread the wealth. So this is the basic premise of the federation we're suggesting. The reason we don't include the Gaza Strip at this time, and we propose that the Gaza Strip should be a separate state, a Palestinian state, which would be given all the support necessary to maintain itself and to develop itself, and of course border arrangements and so on and so forth, is because politically I don't think it's feasible at this time for the Knesset to accept the 50-50 population ratio, which would be what would be created if we would include the Gaza Strip. So a 2/3, 1/3 population ratio, I think, would be feasible with all the advantages. And a federal arrangement is definitely feasible. As a matter of fact, maybe people have heard, but the Ministry of Interior in Israel has recently proposed a plan to split Israel into federal units, so to speak. The plan is probably not going to get a lot of political support at this time, but it has been tabled, and the Ministry of Interior has actually said that he supports it. So we are actually going into that direction. The plan, as it is proposed by the Ministry of Interior, has not been mentioned in reference to the political solution of the conflict, but that's what we're working on, trying to get the word out. So those are the baselines, and I think I'll defer to Rafi and let him propose his solution, and then we discuss.
Great, thanks, Emmanuel.
Show the map of the solution, or
Yeah. Let me just quickly share my screen to see what it looks like. Hold on. Okay, let me see. Can you see it? Can you see it?
No, I'm not seeing it.
Okay, hold it. No, I haven't touched the share. Oh, okay. Share.
Yep, here it is.
Hold it, but that's not the. Okay, can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, this is the cantonal arrangement as we propose it. As you can see, 30 cantons. Red is the Gaza Strip here. The green cantons are the Palestinian cantons. Jerusalem is in gold. The blue cantons are the Jewish majority cantons. Those violet cantons are the Druze cantons is one canton. There is some of the cantons don't have contiguity, which is not a really big issue. It's just a matter of convenience, and we can discuss it later. Okay.
All right, so this is the federation movement. This is the map we did for Emmanuel. You see, this is 30 cantons. This is the Gaza canton, and in here, you basically all the cantons are either green or blue, except for Gaza. You know, for the most part, and the green ones are basically overwhelmingly Palestinian, like 90% plus Palestinian, and the Israeli ones are like 90% plus Jewish. The only one that's sort of mixed is in yellow is Jerusalem, which is, let's say, 2/3 Jewish or 70% Jewish, 30% Palestinian. So we started to play with this idea. One of the ideas and we got to this map. Ultimately, we had took several different variations. So here we still have those blue cantons, which are, let's say, 80 or 90% Israeli. You could have like Tel Aviv, Ashdod, Haifa area. And you have green cantons like Jenin or Nablus or Jericho, Hebron, places that are, let's say, 80% or plus Palestinian, and the blue ones are 80% plus Jewish. But then you have other kinds that were, the yellows are Jewish majority cantons, but they're more like 2/3, 60-40, 70-30, depending on them. So they're Jewish majority cantons, but they're more integrated. And the reds are the reverse. The reds are mixed cantons, like the area where the Bedouin live, east of Beersheba. And so this has a Palestinian majority or a Bedouin Arab majority, but there's still a whole lot of Jews in there. You know, there's several 100,000 people. The majority of them are Palestinian, but there's still a good amount. So this is a Palestinian majority, but a mixed canton. And so we wanted to have an equal number of blue cantons to green cantons. So equal number of cantons that were 80% plus majority for each side, and an equal number of mixed cantons that were more like 2/3 the majority of the respective side. And then each canton, we would give them 4 senators in the upper house. And then so you'd have roughly an even number of senators representing. And there could be a little fluctuation, but in the Constitution, we would say that in order to overrule anything in the Constitution, you need, a 4/5 majority or 3/4 majority. So you need the vast number of Jews and the vast number of Palestinians to agree to actually alter the Constitution. So that would more or less hold. That's the idea. I did another variation that's a little more like somewhere in between the federation movement and our sort of, I guess, the preferred embodiment, you could say, of this proposal, which has just 2, Jewish majority mixed cantons and 2 Jewish Palestinian majority mixed cantons. And they're a little, you see, as you get more and more separated, they start to look a little more Swiss cheesy, as the Palestinians would say, like, I don't want a version that looks like Swiss cheese. So when we like this very much looks like states in America, big round regions. And the reality is they get more mixed. And we also we cut the number down. This is a total of 16 cantons as opposed to 30. So each canton is a little more powerful and has a little more control over the area of the people there. And just